There's something currently happening in Iran that I feel Nigerians as a whole need to learn from this if at all we are serious as a people about changing the current status quo of the government and changing our lives as a people. Since the birth of Nigeria, there has been something that I've found key. If at all we must address the national issues that concerns us as a people. Whenever we want to demonstrate, whenever we want to protest against certain policies or decisions by the government, I always notice this one single trait. Think about the 2020 protests that seemed like the near successful protest that we've ever had in the entire history of Nigeria. Something very peculiar happened that a lot of Nigerians missed. On the 20th of October 2020, the Nigerian army obviously opened fire on the innocent protesters. That is where the seriousness of whatever protest or demonstration is being tested by the government. This same thing happened in Iran. When the whole protest and demonstration was going on, they sent a lot of army, police and all, and they did open fire on them. But guess what? Instead of people to revert back and run into their hiding places, that in fact made more people come out to reject whatever it is that has happened. Nigerians heavily lack this. Nigerians lack this trait. We are so scared and so docile to the point that we are not ready to fight to the core for whatever it is that we believe in. Now, I am not saying that you should go outside and get yourself killed. If that is what you took from this, then you have missed the whole point. My point right now is that a protest is never successful in 24 hours. You do not demonstrate or protest against a government and think that you're going to get your answers in 24 hours, in a day or two. The protest, also to say the revolution in Iran, is over 2 weeks now. And this is because the people have decided that whether with sweat or with blood, we are going to get what we need. And of course, we are beginning to see that the government is succumbing to their demands and hopefully the change of regime would happen. Now, what am I trying to say? If at all we are going to protest and see results, Nigerians need to drop the numerous differences we have. And as a matter of fact, that has been the major reason why we can never see any success. We can't because number one, we are so diverse that if a protest happens, it is pinned on the Igbos or the Yorubas or the Hausas. You start hearing that this protest is fueled by the Igbos because they do not have that equal representation. You start to hear that it is fueled by South because they are lacking this and that in government. It is not taken as that which ought to be, that the people are worried, that the people are tired of a given situation that has been caused by the government. This is what Nigeria lacks, and this is what is currently draining us back. The politicians know this, and they are using it. They have been milking this from time immemorial, and this has been very effective because we as a people are deeply tribalistic, and as a fact, this has enabled them to be successful whenever a protest or demonstration is going on. They can easily, very easily quash it because we are tribalistic, we are religious bigots, we are separated and diverse in so many ways that is being a huge disadvantage to us. I've always had this belief that Nigeria will start to get better if the religious leaders begin to take a step into correcting the wrongs that are going on in this country. By taking a step, I mean these people have the voices. These people have the crowd. These people have the congregation. They can easily pass these messages there. If a religious leader, Christian or Muslim today, decides that they are going to start reorientating the minds of their congregation or the minds of their followers, that is where we begin to see real change. And this change will be most effective if it starts from the north, for instance, because the north, as we know, is heavily religious bound. These people listen to their religious leaders more than they even listen to politicians. So imagine if these religious leaders start educating the minds of young people. But rather, what do we see? These religious leaders warming the beds of each other. The politicians are using them and they are in turn using the politicians for their money. One is giving money, the other one is taking. One is swaying the people's opinion to that of the politician, and the politician are enjoying the votes of these people. Now, in essence, what am I saying? If at all we are serious as a people that we want to see a change in Nigeria at all, then we must start to redefine what it means to demonstrate. We must start to redefine what it means to call onto the government. It is not that you go outside there and call on the government, 2-3 people gather somewhere and start to shout and the police come out and destabilize them, or thugs come there and then throw everybody off balance and everybody goes back home and sits down like nothing has happened. If we are serious, then it has to be from the whole 36 states in all the cities. Because whatever it is that we claim we are doing in the name of protest in Africa and Nigeria at large is nothing. Because give it a day or two, it is already silent. Everything has gone back to normal. Everything is as it started. And this is the very reason why I feel pained to the point of speaking on this issue, that we are not yet ready. Maybe if we are ready, we would know. I mean, it happens sometimes spontaneously. I believe that if you had told the Iranians that it is going to be like this, that it is going to escalate to this point, they wouldn't have believed. So I am using that now to console myself that maybe when it happens, it will happen spontaneously and it will not be as organized as I think it is. So my belief is that that is what is going to happen to Nigeria. But if it doesn't, then we need to start constructively applying methods that is going to bring about this change. If not, we are still joking as a people, because you don't expect Omoyele Sowore to go and organize 3 people somewhere, 5 people somewhere, and of course the police will come with their vans and send everybody away with one gunshot, and that is it. We go back and sit down like nothing has ever happened. This is the Nigeria we're in, and until we start to state that, you know what, peace or good governance has a cost. These good things we are seeking is very costly. And by costly, I mean it can be people's lives, it can be people's blood, it can be a whole state wiped out, it can be cities burned to ashes. Until we begin to realize the cost of good governance, then we can begin to apply and prepare our minds that even I or you fighting for this cause might not be alive to witness the good changes that it brings. Until we as Nigerians start to see this as a possibility, or start to define this in our reality and our everyday life, we are not yet serious about good governance.